Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. My guest today is Carla Costamagna. She was born in Peru, but has lived all around the world, including a lot of time in the United States. And then her and her husband and her small children landed in Paris just in time for the pandemic, which led them out to the French countryside, where they started a new store where vinyl meets art. They combined the two passions to create a special place for people to visit, to collect vinyl, to see art, to host shows. I just love this idea, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. So welcome to the show, Carla. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I've been researching all that you've been doing and this whole idea combining art and vinyl and opening a shop during the pandemic. I mean, I'm just obsessed with all of it. So I'm really excited to hear your story. It's such a great story, but I want to start from the beginning. You came here during that crazy greve with the metro being shut down in 2019, correct?
Yes. We came here like in the summer of 2019 with all our hopes and dreams and like a million suitcases. And we were like, just kind of get started from scratch. And we were all excited. And then a few months after this big greve hit, and a strike, and transportation strike. So I had gotten a job in tourism. So this tourism went, slowed way down. Couldn't do much. We were kind of stuck. And that was a little bit difficult, but we thought, well, it's going to go away. And then literally, a month or so after the greve stopped, the pandemic hit. So.
Yeah. It's been tough for everyone in the tourism industry. It's so funny to hear you say that, because that's actually when my then fiance arrived to Paris as well. It was right during the first like crazy transport strike and then the pandemic, and he just moved to Paris as well. And he's like, man, Paris stinks. We're still like living through all that.
It's surreal because literally we moved here because my dream since I was like 8 years old was to live in Paris. I had photos of Paris and on my walls and on my closet and just everything obsessed with Paris. And when I was a teenager, I asked my parents to put me in French lessons. So I was like doing intensive classes so I could learn French and prepare. And then just time went by and I moved around a lot, but I never just went to Paris. I thought, well, Paris can wait, like the movie. But then finally in the States, kind of like the political climate wasn't to our liking very much. And we were just starting to kind of not feel too at ease. We didn't like it too much. So we decided, well, this is the perfect time. Our kids are still young and we can move and they can still learn a language before they turn teenagers and they just don't want to leave or, ruin my life, So
teenage.
We thought this is perfect. They're still adaptable. And so that's when we moved, but we never imagined that we would face that many challenges when we moved.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who could have known the whole world was going to shut down? Like, we never thought tourism would stop or any of those things. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but you arrived to Paris, like, you were here for a year before you left?
We were here for, almost exactly a year. And half of that year, we were, stuck in a 50 square meter apartment. And a lot of people that we knew, they just escaped and went to, houses in the South, or so. We were like just living, just like stuck in this hot apartment, and so just going around the 1 kilometer, or whatever it was, that was, around the same place over and over again, which is not the fancy, idyllic, dreamy Paris,
No.
So it was very difficult. And then my husband, he got laid off because of the pandemic as well. I was working with tourism, and I was doing some events, some weddings and flowers, but just, here and there. And that just kind of stopped completely. So we were like, what are we going to do? We had our savings. Should we just buy a house with a jeet somewhere in the countryside and rent it out and just do that? But then what if nobody can travel? Nobody's going to rent our
Yeah.
house. So
Yeah.
we thought, well, then let's just move anyway because we were spending so much and not getting anything and no income. So we just moved somewhere that we knew. We knew Burgundy. We loved Burgundy from coming years ago, and we just found a house online, like Le Bon Coin or something like that. And we came here and we discovered this little town right next to where we live, about 10 minutes from where we live. That was this thriving town with a great market, a nice artistic community, and we thought, oh, this is a great place for opening something.
Yeah.
So we had a huge collection of vinyl that we brought half of, and we also had the other half in the United States. And we thought, what if we just bring our vinyl, we just sell it? We opened a
That's so
store, and my husband is a music freak, so he loves music and he knows everything about music, all genres. And I love art, and I've always wanted to either become an artist or have a gallery or something, something to do something with art. So we thought, well,
Yeah.
we could combine both of them, and then we can maybe do some workshops for kids and just do something that we both like and invest our money in something that is a passion instead of just sitting around wasting all our savings.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like a reoccurring theme, I think, for so many people right now in Paris, because I've had so many friends that were like diehard Parisians. They're like, I would never leave Paris. And then like the pandemic, they're like, well, actually Provence is really nice. Like, because it's just so expensive to be here
Yeah.
if you can't do the things and you don't make money, like it's pretty much like, okay. And I'm just curious, like, how did you feel leaving Paris? Were you sad? Because it was like always
Yes.
your
Yeah, I was sad. I was definitely sad, but at the same time, everything that was offered to us here, and it's only 1 hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours away from
yeah.
Paris, so it's not too far. But everything that was offered to us in the sense of like the going from a tiny apartment to this big house with a big yard and seeing nature and being able to walk around to take hikes to that was nice. And then when they stopped the couvre-feu, we was we could take trains and go to Paris. So and I'm going to Paris constantly. So it
Yeah.
was most like, okay, now I get to go to Paris and actually enjoy it
Yeah.
and see my friends and walk around and be kind of like and live that Parisian more ideal
Yeah. Yeah.
experience instead of just never being able to leave our apartment or living in a place that's not ideal for us because everything is really expensive in Paris. So
Now you can have a real house and then come and enjoy the city and then leave and have nature again. I mean, it's actually pretty, dreamy. It's just everyone has this idea like, I gotta be in Paris, I gotta be in Paris. But then once you're here, it's like, oh, well, maybe it's nice to just come and go. That's what I tell everybody, all my clients, when they're like, oh, you're living my dream. I'm like, actually, it's good to come and go. You appreciate it a lot more. You like it a lot more, I think, when
yeah,
you come and go.
definitely. I love when I go to Paris for the weekend or I mean we go every
Yeah.
time I can. I still have my dentist in Paris, so
Yeah.
just any excuse to go back.
And it's not far. So
Yeah.
this new shop you opened, it's kind of the whole idea is like vinyl meets art.
Hmm.
Vinyl has actually become really trendy again. Like everyone's buying records again. And did that go into the idea where you're like, oh yeah, like people are loving records again?
Yeah, this has been a trend that I think is been growing for like maybe the past 10 years even, but slowly. So my husband and I knew about it when we were years ago in 2006 even. We lived in San Francisco around the corner from a record shop, and they would every couple of weeks they would just put a box of records outside just to throw away, and we just grab it.
Hmm.
And we found some really good stuff there, like from the 80s and 70s, and they were not bad. I don't know why they didn't sell, but then little by little, we started accumulating more and more, and we started getting more like, interest. And my husband would find somebody who had a bunch of vinyl and would exchange or barter and
Yeah.
sell to each other, things like that. So now people that we know in the States, that had collections like this have opened stores too. So yeah, it's something about the vinyl, not just the fact that the art is bigger, the covers, and you can open them sometimes, and there's really beautiful graphics, and just the
Hmm.
cover of the album is beautiful. Sometimes they have things inside like extras, postcards, or little booklets. And then it's also the fact that you have to be delicate with it and you put the needle on it. So there's this whole uh, kind of like almost, how do you say, like
An experience,
yes,
you know.
it's an experience to just do
Yeah.
a little ritual, like a little ritual to look at the vinyls, like put the needle on it, sit down, listen to it, and it has this sort of different sound too.
Hmm.
You know, some people
Yeah,
even
yeah.
like the older vinyls some has a little scratchy uh, sound to it that people love.
And have you noticed any difference between the vinyl that was made in France and the vinyl that you brought from the States?
Mostly in the covers, like pochette that they call in France. Everybody in
Hmm.
here in France, they love American pressing because the covers are harder cardboard and a little bit bigger.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And the French pressings, a lot of the times, maybe not the newer ones, but the older ones tend to be really flimsy, like
Yeah.
more malleable. Uh,
Hmm.
but it's also like the people that collect vinyl that are connoisseurs would say they're always looking for that rare,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, pressing, or if it's something from the Beatles and it's from the UK, it could go for like hundreds of euro.
Yeah, of course. It's a collector's item. I mean, it's just so funny because you hear so many people just like throw their vinyl out. Like my parents, when we were kids, my mom's like, I'm sick of all these records laying around. He just, they just toss them, which is actually what you've been gathering over the years, and
Yes,
now it's
well, there
so
are. That's
popular.
how a lot. It's finding records from original records from the 70s, 60s, 50s. That is what everybody looks for. A lot of people are doing new albums that are remastering and then putting them out. And yes, of course, it's still cool to have those, but people look for the old ones. Those are the little gems that somebody found in their basement.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, and we do a lot of bartering. So not bartering, sorry. We do consignment. So people will come constantly to the store and say, "Oh, I have 2 boxes in my cave that it's all mixed from the rock from the 60s and 70s." And we're like, "Oh yeah, we'll take it."
No problem. And so what has been like some of the obstacles of opening this like, vinyl art shop? Like how was it like what you expected? Is it difficult? Like what's going on with starting your own store?
Obstacles, I would say. I mean, we know the typical, like more French bureaucracy, the way it works, a little slower, a little
Yeah,
more
yeah,
complicated. We were used to you start a business and boom, 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 online you have your business, right? Whereas
yeah.
here you have a whole thing to do. You need a bank account to have insurance, but you need the insurance to have the bank account, and then you need all this paperwork and dossier to rent. So that was after living in Paris, we were a little bit we knew a little bit more what we had to deal with. It wasn't as difficult in the
Hmm.
countryside in 2C. But then, just, yeah, we had to fix the store because it wasn't really nice inside. We had to paint it, we had to redo the floors, and we did it all ourselves. So that was basically not the challenges that we had, the most difficult
Hmm.
part. And figuring out what kind of furniture we wanted for the vinyl. We had ordered something from Germany and it wasn't going to come in time, so we ended up having to build our own shelves.
Oh wow.
And we're not carpenters, so it was really
So you've been
interesting. And when you're working, my husband and I, we've been, we work together, we live together, so it's like we're a team. But sometimes even like the best teams are like, ah,
learning. We're tired and we're stressed and you're
yeah,
raising children too. It's a lot.
yeah. So yeah,
And so what has been the surprising, like happy parts of opening this place?
the happy part is, well, pretty much every single person that walks into the store, they say, "Wow, this is great. This is amazing that you have this here. I can't believe it. This is what we needed. This is what this town needs." And
Ah,
everybody's really happy. So we've met not just Parisians are like surprised that something like this exists in a little town, and our
yeah,
prices are cheaper than in Paris stores. So we
yeah.
have Parisians that come here and buy a bunch of stuff, and we have locals that come and they're super excited because they don't have anything like this, and in smaller towns there's not a lot of entertainment, nothing much to do. So people
Hmm.
come here and they can come to the store and they can spend like an hour just browsing and chatting about music, and that was our idea. And
Hmm.
they look at they go into the gallery and we can talk about art, we can talk about music. We can show them the workshop where we're going to have the workshops for children, and it's just kind of a whole. It's becoming part of the community. That's what I think the best part of it is.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes in these little towns, it can be hard to integrate, and people don't want to talk to like the new guy in town. But have you experienced the opposite?
Completely the opposite. Yes, we have had nobody before we opened. We went around talking to people, introducing ourselves, and it was a little bit difficult and stressful. My French is not 100% yet, but and my husband's French is still also like he doesn't really speak very well yet. But everybody was
Hmm.
really happy and kept asking us, "When are you going to open?" And they kept telling everybody about it. And we had a little article came out in the local newspaper. And so now you're like, oh, you're that American couple that opened the Disquare. Yeah, I read about you guys. That's great. So everybody's always really nice to us and positive about it.
Hmm. Yeah, because like you said, there's not so much to do all the time in these small towns, and you're bringing them some kind of entertainment. And of course, the French love art and culture no matter where you are in the country. So I'm sure they're excited to have that involved as well.
Yeah, yeah. And it's we had our first artist in the gallery was a local artist. So that was good. And we didn't want to be, sort of like, oh, look at us Americans coming here, and we only have American vinyl or English vinyl and American artists, because that would be a little bit, I think, much. But we want
Hmm.
to integrate all we have music from all over the world as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's the dream for the shop? Like, what do you want to grow it into?
Oh, we have some projects. Well, right now we're short term. We're putting together a Kickstarter because after spending a huge chunk of our savings, we're like
Yeah.
we need to we want to expand a little
Uh-huh.
bit and start not just offering vinyl, but also posters and memorabilia and T-shirts, things like that. Have more to offer to not just people that have a love for vinyl, but also people that like music in general.
Hmm.
And turntables. A lot of people around, or younger people, they don't have turntables.
Hmm.
So if they can buy a turntable, they can buy the vinyl. and
Yeah.
and then because we worked in events together, my husband and I, years ago in the States when I was working in weddings, he used to DJ some of my weddings with vinyl. So we thought that'd be a cool thing to offer what we called a bar à vinyle. So it'd be like a vinyl bar where you can set up the turntables and have crates of vinyl that people can pick for you to play. So it's kind of
That's
an
so fun.
interactive, yeah, it's an interactive thing, and it works really well with weddings. It's like for cocktail hour and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, to get people involved because sometimes you need activities for them besides the photo booth.
Exactly, yeah, and then another beautiful, like exciting project that I'm thinking of is an art walk, which I used to participate in one where we live in the United States, and it's
Hmm.
local stores, not just galleries, but just any store uh, sponsors a chosen artist, could be unknown or known, and they put their work in the store, and so people go in, and everybody has a vernissage, so it's like a little kind of like artist open doors,
Hmm.
but with
I
not
think
just
that's
the
a great
artist
idea.
spaces, but other places as well.
Yeah, just bringing attention to the community and other things and connecting everybody.
Exactly. I think that's the most important thing because if you live, no matter how small the place you live in, how big, if you don't have a community, a group of people that are like minded, it's not very fun. Life I think
Yeah.
is meant of those moments when you share with people and you have common interests, and feeling part of a community is super important to us.
Oh, yeah, that's a reoccurring theme always, like we need, community. It's something we really lack in big cities sometimes. So you brought your little community out there. I love that. And just like how you guys are constantly evolving, we've all had to make major changes with all those things happening in the world right now.
Yes,
So
that's
it's great
definitely
to see.
true.
And so with the art part, like, do you imagine, like, obviously you're going to have artists come and show their work, and then could you even have concerts there and things like that?
Yes, exactly. I mean, the space right now is really small. Eventually, if we could expand and move to a bigger location, that would be great. Having
Uh-huh.
maybe an event space, but we have when we get really excited and start listening to records or watching, go to festivals or think about festivals we've gone to in our lives that we really enjoy. We think how cool it would be if we organized a music festival, maybe like music and art festival in the area, maybe a
Yeah.
small one. But
Yeah.
that would be really great. So yeah, we have some big dreams still.
Yeah, but I love these big dreams. We need big dreams. And so many Parisians, I know so many young people that go outside of Paris for festivals or like out in the woods camping for 3 days, listening to music and whatever. Like, I could totally see you guys growing into something like that.
Yeah, and make it into a family thing too, because we like I said, we are a music family. So
Yeah.
we're always listening to music together. We have like Mike and I, we buy tickets to shows, and we're conflicted because we want to take the kids, but maybe it's not the right environment.
Yeah.
So we would like to do something where it's a family
Yeah,
event.
kids can come too. And it's not like the Wiggles or something. It's like, and like more adult mixed with kid stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And for example, this weekend, this Saturday, we're doing what we called a chasse au vinyle. It's like a treasure
Uh-huh.
hunt, but with vinyl. So we went to different stores and galleries. There's a few galleries in the area, in the town, but there are also other stores like bookstores and even the charcuterie. Like we went there to ask if they would participate, and they were really happy about it. So we go and hide vinyl in the store somewhere inside, which it attracts people inside the stores, right? Not just in the
Yeah.
not just in the like the window, but just to get people to go in and look for the vinyl. And it is more for like for families and kids. They find it, they have to say what the name of the band and the name of the album is, and then there's a question about the album that they have to answer. And
This
then
is
once
so
they
fun.
finish, then they bring the little tableau, the little board back, and we give them a little gift, something symbolic, maybe something to, a coloring book or something like that. And for the adults,
Yeah.
you get a chance to participate to win a gift card.
This is such a great idea. I love that you guys are still trying to get things going, even when things have, slowed down so much. Just giving people to do something to do. We all need like a little hope. And
Exactly. Yeah.
it sounds like you are a very creative person, like France was in your soul from childhood.
Yeah.
So I, I'm curious how you define creativity. What would you call creativity? How would
Oh
you
man.
define?
Yeah. Creativity to me is like I feel like I live and breathe it, but it's kind of, I don't know. I think like perceiving the world in a different way or in a new way. Like finding patterns, connecting things that seem unrelated, and then you generate something new from it. And
Yeah,
it's good, to create something new, but you need to be inspired by other things around you. But in order to be creative, you have to just not you just be able to see beyond and keep your eyes open constantly so you can take it all in.
this is
And
so true.
yeah, discover things that might have been previously hidden from your consciousness. It's like open. You see something, and it could be in anything. Inspiration in food and travel and landscape and in a piece of clothing, anything.
Mhm. Yeah, because I think we get this tunnel vision, we get in our hamster wheels of our daily lives, and it's hard to find inspiration sometimes when you're so stuck in your everyday routine.
Yes, exactly. So reading, listening to music, taking walks, just looking up. Like Paris, for example, there's so many beautiful things to see, and not just, even if you don't have the money for example, to go to museums all the time, just galleries, so much street art everywhere that
Yeah.
just inspires you. And that when you have all that inside, so much amazing food, uh, that kind of works in your brain and mixes together and creates something new.
Yeah, you don't even realize it's happening, and then
Mm-hmm.
just ideas pop up.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of inspiration, who inspires you?
Who inspires me? So many people. Well, I am a big foodie as well, so I'm
Hmm.
inspired by like chefs. I love
Hmm.
traveling. Um, Anthony Bourdain is one of my biggest inspirations when it comes to traveling and food and enjoying life and experiencing life, which is
Yeah, being real.
um, tragic, that he left this
Yeah.
world. Um, I also find a lot of inspiration in Michelle Obama. I think she's amazing. She's,
Yeah. I think all of us can agree on
yeah.
that.
Uh, well, artists, I love surrealism because
Hmm.
it has to do a lot with dreams, and I have really vivid dreams and crazy dreams all the time. And so a lot of the
Yeah.
time dreams inspire me and help my creativity. So I really love the surreal artists. Dali,
Yeah.
Magritte. Dali, for example, he said that and there's a story that he would fall asleep with spoons in his hands, so that when he would like drop the spoon, he would wake up and paint or draw what he was dreaming.
Yeah, because we always forget our dreams. So you had to do
Hmm.
it really quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I love that.
Hmm.
And so you're coming up with all these ideas, and you said you have really crazy, like kind of vivid artistic dreams as well. I'm always curious about how people who in the creative field get super focused or get into their flow states, like is there anything that you do like when you want to create or like do you go for a walk, do you meditate, or if there's anything that helps you?
I listen to music,
Hmm.
and music gets me really excited, and different kinds of music for different moods. I cook. I go for walks, or I take little trips. Even if it's not,
Yeah.
nowadays with not being able to travel too much, it's hard. We definitely haven't
Hmm.
traveled any very far, but even taking those trips to Paris that I take every, 2 or 3 times a month, and I try to go to new exhibits, galleries, and that just
Hmm.
keeps me constantly, thinking of new ideas. Um, we were watching a documentary the other night about the summer of Soul, which was at the
Hmm.
same time as Woodstock happening, but in Harlem. So inspiring, so amazing how this kind of like mental revolution was happening at the time, human
Yeah.
rights and women's rights, and it was really inspiring, and it made us get more inspired about our future
Hmm.
festival. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because
yeah,
sometimes when you're in it, it's hard to be like, is this gonna work? Like what direction are we going? And it's nice to hear like these success stories.
yeah, and France is very inspirational, I think, to me. Like you said, I do have France in my soul. I think the intentional kind of it seems effortless. The pursuit of like the aesthetics and beauty that French people have
Mm-hmm.
that permeates everything, from the architecture to the fashion to the art to the food. It keeps you constantly engaged. You know,
Yeah.
French
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
love the joie de vivre. They love life. They love to live life. They love to enjoy it. They like to drink wine and eat food. That's something that I love. That is,
Hmm.
they don't focus on work, 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 work as much.
Yeah. 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 We definitely can all learn from that, from many different cultures, but especially in America, we're
Yeah,
like known for
Italy
being
is
that
like that
way.
a little bit, and I'm partly also a Peruvian. I'm born in Peru, so South American people are a little bit like that too. Just
Yeah.
live and enjoy life, eat, dance.
Yeah, I love that. My aunt's from Venezuela and she's just so full of life.
Oh, I love Venezuela. Yeah, I lived there for
Yeah.
5 years when I was younger.
I love that you've been to so many places. I was seeing that in your bio. I'm sure it's influenced all the things you're doing today. Do you ever feel like all these places and all these experiences have led you right to where you are now?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, and
And
it's also
like,
helped me be adaptable, and not think like, oh, the world is over, or something happens, something bad happens. I mean,
yeah,
it's difficult. I mean, the pandemic, I think, has hit. It's been a universal thing, so it's not just a small community or one country. It's the entire world that has this sense of like despair. But I
yeah,
think that you have to. I mean, I do think that I grew up everywhere, and that I did experience other moments in my life that were difficult, either political or some sort of turmoil in a country, that
hmm,
sort of gave me a little bit of experience. Like, okay, it's not the end of the world.
exactly. Like we have to find like some kind of hope at the end of these tunnels. And
Yeah,
like you said, the pandemic has been like a mass depression. So even if you think you're not being affected, the energy's out there.
yeah, and at least the one thing, even though the silver lining, everybody feels the same way. So you're not
Yeah,
alone. You know that those feelings are not unique to you. You know
yeah.
that everybody's feeling it.
Yeah, exactly. We're all trying to shift and figure it out.
Hmm.
And what advice do you have for other people who are searching for their creative gifts? Maybe they don't think they're good at anything. What would you tell them to do?
I think everybody has different skills and creativity inside of them, even if it's not the most obvious creativity, like painting or anything. People have creativity when it comes to writing, when it comes to fixing things. It just take it, just learn to calm yourself. and open your eyes, observe the world, take it all in, and then you'll find something that you are good at and that you love. And I think that's an important thing of creativity as well, is to have passion. I think
Yeah.
it's really important to have passion. So I would say just be as open as you can, because if you're just stuck in your ways and not able to open yourself or experience other things, you're never going to be able to understand. You're just going to stay limited, and it's going to be harder to
Yeah.
find your own purpose or your own passion.
Yeah, to expand and learn. I mean, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing. And I think a lot of people struggle with like if there's something really good at, but then they don't like it anymore, like are they allowed to change? And I think that, we need to be open to, even if we're really good at something, doesn't mean we have to make that our job or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, reinvention is also part of creativity. Being creative allows you to
Hmm.
reinvent yourself and to think like, well, I don't have to stick with this my whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
If I could do this and then I can do this, not the end of the world. When I wasn't able to do weddings and flowers anymore, I definitely miss it,
Yeah.
but that was a part
Yeah.
of my life. And I don't know if I'll do it again. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. This is a different part of my life right now. So
Hmm. A new chapter.
a new chapter, yes. And maybe another, maybe, and then another, I don't know, 10, 20 years, I'll be doing something else.
I think that's super exciting. And I love
Hopefully,
that you're so
hopefully in a beach
open to it.
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, with a cocktail in your hand. And so I want to know where people can connect with you online. Tell us the name of the shop, where they can find it, come visit you, come buy some vinyl, look at some art.
Yes, for sure. Okay, well, our Instagram page, which is like where we post a lot of our things and arrivals and events, is at the Flipside Vinyl, and the gallery is at the Flipside _ La Galerie in French.
Hmm.
And our website is www.theflipsidevinyl.com. And we usually put a lot of, we don't really sell anything online, but we put all our new arrivals on Instagram. So if you are interested, you see something that you like, you can DM us and we'll, set it aside for you. We have no problem with that. We do it all the time. And yeah, we're gonna, we post events there, and we're constantly trying to figure out ways to do new things to involve. And yes, absolutely, definitely should come visit us. It's only an hour and a half of the train to Auxerre from Paris. And then
Hmm.
it's like 20 minutes. But if you rent a car, even better. The town is beautiful. Rolling hills, sunflowers now everywhere. And they have a really beautiful market on Saturdays. It's super fun. They have not just to see, but Saint-Sauveur, which is only 15 minutes from here. That's where the writer Colette was born and
Ah,
raised. So that
wow.
is a really thriving artistic community there. There are the Museum Colette. There is an artist kind of community that they have concerts every weekend during the summer. I mean, it's really a thriving group of towns in this area.
Yeah, it sounds so fun. It sounds like there's so much to discover we just don't know about. So we need to come visit you and go hang out with Colette's little art community too.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. No, there's so many things to do here. And everybody knows a lot of the Côte d'Or and Côte Nuit, the Dijon area with all the wineries, but there's also some incredible wineries around here. We're close to Chablis and we're close to
Hmm.
Irancy. So,
Oh, Chablis, now you're speaking my language. I love
yeah.
it.
I mean, Chablis is like 40 minutes from me, but it's almost it's nothing. I have a lot of friends there, and we, people from Chablis come here and vice versa. Irancy is another beautiful town with incredible wine. So there are a lot of there's rivers and lakes and a lot of fun for everybody.
Yeah, there's more than just Paris and France people. We got to go explore the countryside. And thank you so much, Carla, for
You're
speaking with
welcome.
me today. I can't wait to
Thank
come see the
you.
shop, visit, and tell the world about you guys. So thank you again for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. I'm really excited and I love your podcast. So I'm really, really
Oh,
honored that you had me on.
thanks so much. Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.